Tonight, 6 teams vie for a place in our series grand final, but to get there, they'll have to go through the house robots. Matilda, the Triceratops of terror, the matriarch of mayhem, with her flipping tusks to fling any robot into the air if they dare get too close, not to mention that flywheel behind, attacking Matilda from front or rear, unwise. Dead Metal, the scorpion-like, sinister robot with the synergized weapons, the deadly crushing claw, and the sparking saw blade. Shunt with the pushing power of a miniature bulldozer, not to mention a diamond-edged pickaxe to pepper holes in any robot stupid enough to venture into his patrol zone. Sergeant Bash, the maniacal, militaristic robot of the Robot Wars Warzone, equipped with a flamethrower and those crushing pincers in the front. And the leader of them all, Sir Killalot, equipped with a lance to pick up any robot that gets in his way, and a killer crushing claw, the jaws of death. But they're all kept under control by the ref bot. Just about, anyway. So here's how round 1 looks. Lethal Swan taking on Arena Killer, Lizzard versus Philippa, and Bamm Bamm going one-on-one against Rat. First into the war zone here tonight is Lethal Swan, an innovative design, that unusual beak-like self-righting mechanism. Whether or not it's going to do any damage remains to be seen. Certainly an artistic design though. Arena Killer, somewhat more of a traditional Robot Wars wedge-style design with a flipper that could tip over anyone who gets around the front end. This could be an interesting one to open up the Dutch battles. Both teams in the control pods ready for this match to get underway. In the arena for the house robots this evening, Shunt with the diamond edge pickaxe and the scoop. And accompanying him, Sergeant Bash, ready to really put the heat on anyone who ventures into the corner patrol zone. Refbot lights up the green light and this match is underway. Lethal Swan tentatively going in for a little look on Arena Killer there. That pneumatic beak there. Not necessarily going to cause a great deal of damage, but certainly doing at least something. Arena Killer very sluggish, very slow to get out of the box here. Sergeant Bash, the lick of flame there from the flamethrower. They love Sergeant Bash, but don't we all? Arena Killer with that flipper there, fending off the pneumatic beak of Lethal Swan, who doesn't seem to be moving at the moment. And Arena Killer trying to take advantage of that. And up and over they go with the flipper there, tipping over the Lethal Swan. Now in theory, that beak acts as a self-righting mechanism, but from that angle, I don't see how they're going to be able to use it. And it's all academic because now the ref bot's counting them out. Shunt there, Sergeant Bash going in for the kill. Arena Killer wins this one, barely a scratch on them. And now the house robots coming in to get their fill. Does Swan anyone? Flying through the air, like any good Swan might. I thought it was illegal to attack a Swan. I guess Sergeant Bash and Shunt have proven me wrong there. An easy victory then for Arena Killer, trouncing Lethal Swan. Next on to Lizzard versus Philippa. Lizzard, an innovative design. That tail there works as kind of a whip almost, a flail tail, you might say. You might know. Now, we've seen Philippa before in previous international Robot Wars episodes, the Poppy family. A lovely team, but they've never gone very far. Perhaps tonight is going to be the difference for them. Lizard, a menacing looking robot there. Oh, the eyes on the hat. Matching hats to go with your robots. Sergeant Bash in the arena for the house robots in this one. And so too is Shunt. That devastating little heavyweight of ours, who to push anyone out of the way. And both robots out of the box a little bit quicker than the last match here. And still almost a little tentative. Lizzard though swinging with that mighty tail, getting a couple of glancing blows off of Philippa, who incidentally is not named after Robot Wars pit reporter Philip Forrester. Neither of these robots really have much in the way of damaging offensive capabilities, so this one could get tactical. It could come down to who's the better driver. If it goes to a judge's decision, if the time limit expires on the match, the judges will be looking at style, control, damage and aggression. Philippa here with that flipper lifting Lizzard up. Good control, good aggression. And the judges will be paying attention to that. Lizzard activating that pit release tyre with a flick of the tail. Falling down that pit is an instant loss for any robot. Sergeant Bash coming out for a little look here. You wander too close to the corner patrol zones, the house robots can come out and attack you. That's fair game. Philippa now almost shoving Lizzard exactly where they want them. Lizzard managing to get off that front flipper though. Philippa pretty much in control of this one, it's got to be said. It's turned into a bit of a pushing match, and so far, Philippa very much coming out the winner of that. Little CO2 vent there. Oh, you can see the internals of Lizzard. That shell, the armour protecting the insides, has been lifted clean off the top. Oh, and Philippa taking it away as a souvenir. We've got a naked Lizzard in the arena. There's some things you just never expect to say. Shunt coming in for a little look there. Shunt's trying to... Oh! He's tidying the arena up. Well, just because he's a deadly killing machine doesn't mean he's not conscientious about mess and keeping things tidy. Saving our arena crew a job. This one looks like it's going to go to the judges. For me, it's Philippa. But did Lizzard do enough in the early going to save itself? We're going to leave it with the judges. The Robot Wars judges, or the jury as they're known in the Dutch version of Robot Wars, Noel Sharkey, Martin Smith and Myra Wilson. Remember, they're judging on style, control, damage and aggression. Now for me, in probably all of those categories, I'd say Philippa came out basically on top. Certainly on damage. I mean, Lizzard barely had any shell left over. And sure enough, the judges have voted in favour of Philippa. Which means our final first round match for this evening is Bamm Bamm against Rat. Rat is certainly an interesting design. We see this a lot on Robot Wars. Anthropomorphization of robots, giving them human or animalistic qualities. The pneumatic flipper, though, like nothing in the natural kingdom. Bamm Bamm, on the other hand, has an axe on a rotating turret, which in theory allows it to attack a foe from any side without turning the actual physical robot around. This should be a very interesting contest. Both teams waving to the audience there. And for the house robots, Sir Kill-A-Lot. most deadly master of destruction in the arena. And for backup, he's got Shunt. Not that Killer needs any backup, of course. Don't tell him I said that. Please. And the match is now underway. Rat's surprisingly maneuverable. That weapon from Bamm Bamm, though, that is looking like a potent club-like axe. Oh, Rat seems to be wedged open. That's definitely not the way a pneumatic flipper is supposed to work. Rat is firmly wedged open at this point. Bamm Bamm, though, pinned up against the arena angle grinders. I can't help but wonder if maybe Rat is stuck in forward gear. It seems to be moving aimlessly forward, but not really achieving anything. Refbot's separating the two robots. When two robots are stuck together, it is Refbot's job to separate them. Rat is clearly having difficulties here, it's got to be said. Oh, Bamm Bamm's club is on fire! Refbot having a very difficult time separating these two. The club-like axe of Bamm Bamm stuck underneath the flipper of Rat. They are very firmly locked together. Oh, the fire though, travelling along the club and into the internals of Rat. Very little that can be done about that, unfortunately for Rat. Accidental bit of damage. Oh, and the flaming club brought down on Rat's head there. Accidental damage inflicted by Bamm Bamm, whose club now falls off, but ultimately, you got to turn the arena against your opponent. Strategize. The arena is a weapon. And Bamm Bamm being set on fire allowed it to inflict internal damage to Rat. We're going to go to the judges with this one to get a decision. This is going to be very difficult for our panel of judges to call. For me, Rat seemed to be completely out of control for the entire match. Judge Noel Sharkey there, looking like he's going to have a difficult time deciding how this one's going to go. Rat definitely, to me, seemed to be stuck in forward gear. And it didn't help that the flipper was wedged wide open as well. Bamm Bamm did get a couple of good hits in. And indeed, Bamm Bamm have won this opening round contest. We now move on to the losers melee. Rat versus Lizzard versus Lethal Swan. We've got a bit of an animal theme going on here. Whoever wins this will be allowed back into the contest in the second round. Every robot gets to compete in Dutch Robot Wars at least twice, but with the losers melee. Oh, Lizzard's got new eyes. Well, now they don't match the hat. They've got to bring out new hats. But aye, here's Sergeant Bash in the arena. And I don't know if you can get any more sinister than Sir Killalot. Okay, those were a stretch, I apologise. This losers melee so important to these three competitors. This is their last chance to get back in the main competition. Rat again seems to be wedged open. They seem to have fixed the drive issue, but they are having so much trouble with that flipper there. Lethal Swan not really doing a great deal of damage with that beak moments ago. Lizzard furiously driving around the arena trying to find a target. Oh, Rat finally gets a flip off. Not that it did much damage against Lethal Swan, unfortunately. Rat have had pretty bad luck throughout this whole affair, it's got to be said. Those teams kind of ganging up against Lizzard there. Lethal Swan using its chassis as a weapon to bump into Lizzard, but that's no good! They're up and over again! A flip from Rat and a little shove from underneath from Lizzard, and that is all she wrote for the Lethal Swan, who doesn't look very lethal anymore, it must be said. The audience chanting, "Pit, pit, pit." They want that Swan in the pit, but first the house robots want to have a little fun with the arena floor flipper again. The Swan flies, and again a fireball of destruction. It's a lovely looking robot, but unfortunately nowhere near as graceful as a real Swan. Oh dear, that is a very sad sight. Oh, Rat now receiving a horrible injury inflicted upon it by Kilowatt. The less said about that, the better. Refbot, though, counting Rat out as immobile. Quite probably the right call to make, in fairness. Flame-grilled rat, anyone? Not for me, thanks. I'm on a diet. Ugh, the flames dripping out of the eye holes of Rat. Ugh, what a visual. Oh, Rat spared the indignity of a flip by the call of cease. So now we move on to the semi-final rounds. Philippa is going to take on Bamm Bamm, and Arena Killer is going to take on the newly reinstated Lizzard. This one for a place in our Heat Grand Final. The competition now thoroughly beginning to hot up for these two teams. Speaking of hotting up, here comes Sergeant Bash with the pincers and the flamethrower. And he's accompanied by the one, the only, Shunt. Now that's hot. So then for a place in the Heat Final, Philippa versus Bamm Bamm. That axe now refined. The club, apparently damaged from its previous battle. Now we've got a pure axe weapon on the top there. Looks quite like a caveman's axe, appropriately enough. Bamm Bamm, of course, named after Barney Rubble's son from the Flintstones. Philippa there lowering the pit, adding an element of danger to this one. Trying to push Bamm Bamm towards the pit, close, but no cigar. Whenever the pit's descended, of course, you have a whole area of the arena you really have to try to avoid. Unless your robot is specifically geared around pushing opponents into that pit, it's so dangerous to even be in that quadrant of the arena while the pit is down. Philippa pushing the advantage now. Bamm Bamm against the arena sidewall. Sergeant Bash coming in for a closer look, and Bash is allowed to do that with the robots being in the corner patrol zones. A lucky escape there for both of them. Bash inflicting no damage. A moment of mercy from the Sergeant. How unlike him. A dance of death now between the two competitors. Bamm Bamm almost whizzing towards the pit there, but stopping. Philippa again pushing Bamm Bamm up against the sidewall, trying to perhaps lift them out. Can they do it? Can they do it? Oh, it's so close! So close! If they can get Bamm Bamm out of the arena, that's an automatic victory. It is so close, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know if they can do it because of the angle of their flipper. Bamm Bamm now drops. Oh no! Oh no! Oh, it was theirs to lose. Oh, that is the worst of bad breaks. Philippa dropping Bamm Bamm there and then driving into the pit, eliminating themselves from the competition. That is hard luck for the Popeye family. Which means the next semi-final between Arena Killer and Lizzard will determine who faces Bamm Bamm in the Heat Final. An interesting mismatch of weapons here. A wedge flipper style robot against a swinging flail tail, and again Lizzard's changed the eyeballs. Collectible eyeballs perhaps. Matilda doesn't collect eyeballs though, she collects broken robot parts. And Shunt, well, he's all too happy to push them into Matilda's corner. Ah, young love. Again, a reminder, this one for a place in the Heat Final. Lizzard and Arena Killer going at it now. Arena Killer's flipper out of position there. A solid pneumatic flipper. Oh! Lizzard driving into the corner patrol zone and tasting Matilda's flywheel tail. Arena Killer just skirting to safety at the last moment. And the pit release tyre knocked down as well. Lizzard in pieces here. They made a foolish mistake by wandering too close to Matilda, and they have paid the price for it. Shunt now in the CPZ. This is poor control from Lizzard, and if it goes to a judge's decision, they will be marking them down for that. Lizzard now trying to pull things back in their corner a little bit. They're going on the aggressive with Arena Killer. Flail tail. Getting some good swings in there, but ultimately, now that the armour has been removed from it, how much damage can Lizzard reasonably be expected to pull off? And there's Shunt's diamond-edged pickaxe brought down right on the flipper of Arena Killer, pinning it shut. And a lovely hole dented into Arena Killer. Arena Killer trying to self-right, using that flipper, which is a SREMEC, a self-righting mechanism, secondarily, of course, to being an offensive weapon, but it doesn't look like there's enough power left in it for them to do the job and turn themselves the right way up. And Shunt is all too happy to take advantage of that, while Arena Killer lies upside down in his corner patrol zone. Refbot coming in for a closer look, all too ready to count Arena Killer out as immobile. Back up the right way around now. Can they prove they're still moving? Yes, they can. Matilda coming in for a little sniff there. Oh, Lizzard's lost an eye. This is getting to be a habit. Arena Killer really on the back foot in this one now, having to work extra hard to try and swing things around a little bit in their favour. Matilda just battering Lizzard upside down. Now that, to me, does not seem fair. I think Matilda came out of her corner patrol zone to do that. That was an illegal move. Cease has not been called, and Lizzard has not been counted out as immobile. Shunt and Matilda, I think, are acting illegally here. And I think we're going to have to take this one to the judges. Flying Lizzard. You don't see many of those about. Oh, and that's just cruel Shunt, attacking a robot after Cease. Yes, we have indeed had to go to the judges for this one. They're reviewing the footage of the match before Matilda intervened illegally. And whoever they deem to be the winner from the match up to that point will advance to the Heat Final against Bamm Bamm. For me, Lizzard was largely in control in this one, aside from taking a lot of damage from the house robots. But ultimately, damage sustained from the house robots doesn't count. And they've gone for the Lizzard. Justice has been served here, ladies and gentlemen. Which brings us neatly to the Heat Final. Bamm Bamm versus Lizzard. Or whatever's left of Lizzard at this point. Whoever wins this Heat Final will advance to the Series Grand Final, where they will be joined by all the other winning Heat finalists, and a wild card selected by the judges. Speaking of wild cards, here's Dead Metal with the pincer-like claws. And the king who holds all the cards in his deck, Sir Kill-A-Lot. This one for a place in our series grand final then. The axe of Bamm Bamm, the swinging flail tail of Lizzard. Lizzard skating around the arena, very graceful. It doesn't look like there's an ideal force behind that tail swing at the minute. Bamm Bamm dropping the X down again, Lizzard losing an eye. They must have a pretty deep supply of those things. Slightly better swing from Lizzard there, rocking Bamm Bamm, knocking them around out of the way there. Lizzard, an angry looking robot. But none are more angry than Sir Killalot, who's wandering in for a little look there as Lizzard gets dangerously close to that corner patrol zone. Killalot has an enormous size and weight advantage over both of these robots. They don't want to get into CPZ when he's around. Pinned in the corner now is Bamm Bamm. Lizzard really pushing the advantage now, where they've already lost part of their tail. It's a great design for a robot, but it really has proven to be flimsy throughout this heat. Bamm Bamm activating the pit release tyre. Breathbot not really stood in a great position. Oh, but Lizzard! Lizzard isn't moving! That's incredibly bad luck for Lizzard, totally losing drive at the last hurdle there. Which means Bamm Bamm makes it to our series grand final. Next time, 6 more robots vie to meet Bamm Bamm in that series grand final. Who is it going to be? Find out next time on Robot Wars, the Dutch Battles. It's all double Dutch to me.